Hey everybody, welcome back to Hot Rob's Recipes. I'm Rodney. Today I'm going to show you how to make a simple beef taco recipe. You're probably expecting another ground beef taco recipe, but what if I told you there's a juicier, more flavorful way to do it? Today we're making beef tacos with a tender chuck roast. And the best part is, it only takes 2 hours on the stovetop. Sound good to you? Let's get going. Okay, so the first step is to heat up a generous amount of olive oil. Once the oil is hot, we're going to add our chuck. I've already trimmed most of the hard fat, but you do want to leave some fat on because, as we all know, fat is flavor. And if you're wondering how come my chuck looks a little different, I'm using actually chuck steaks, which is just like a chuck roast, but the butcher slices them thin. So I just kind of chunk them up here. Now this should cook pretty fast, but the idea here is to brown the meat as much as possible. Then we're going to season it, and then we're going to let it marinate, or stew if you will, in some diced tomatoes for a few hours until the chuck is tender and we can easily pull it apart with a fork. Right, so now that the meat is browned, and I know it's hard to see maybe in the video, but most of it is brown, and don't forget it's going to continue to cook for a couple of hours. Let's add some chili powder, some ground cumin, some salt, and a little minced garlic. Let's give this another stir, just to try to get all the meat coated here as much as possible. Again, it doesn't have to be precise because, like I keep mentioning, it's going to continue to cook for a couple of hours. Okay, so now I'm going to give that a good toss. We are going to add some diced tomatoes with the juice. Now I'm using a Mexican style tomato, but you can use regular diced tomatoes, tomatoes with green chilies, hatch chilies, whatever you want. So I'm going to give this a good mix here. And then I'm going to want to bring this to a quick boil. And once it comes up to a quick boil, I'm going to lower it, cover it, and let it simmer for a couple of hours until the meat is fork tender. Give it another toss here while it's boiling. I just want to make sure everything's nice and combined here. Okay, so now I'm going to lower the temp. I'm going to cover it and let it simmer, like I said, for about 2 hours, an hour and a half to 2 hours. I usually let it go as long as I can. Makes it easier to shred, and I find it the meat real tender. So we'll check it in about an hour and a half, an hour 45, and see where we're at. Okay, so it's been a while here, so let's check, see if the beef is fork tender. Oh yeah, this stuff is ready to go. So what I'm gonna do is grab a couple of forks. I'll just shred into decent sized chunks. I just don't want big pieces. And you can shred however much you want, you know, depending how you want your tacos to look or taste like. I like, you know, little pieces. This is so tender, it's practically just falling apart. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? So now, the final step will be to continue cooking this with the cover off until all the liquid is gone, basically, is what we're going to do at this point. So I like that. That looks good. And let's continue cooking uncovered until we get the desired consistency. While we're doing this, you're going to want to stir occasionally and make sure nothing sticks to the bottom and burns. After all this work, you don't want to have some burnt food. Coming along nicely here. As you can see, some of the liquid is, I should say going away, but it's getting absorbed, which is exactly what I want. So let this go for a little bit longer. This is getting pretty close to being done for me. I do want to keep a little bit of juice in the pot with the meat, but let's let it go for a little bit more. Okay, so I think this is pretty much it for the meat. So I'm going to let it sit for a bit since it is so hot before I assemble the tacos. All right, now that the meat has cooled down a bit, it's time to load up our tacos. So I'm using flour tortillas, but you can use corn tortillas, soft or hard. It's up to you. Let's load these up. These are actually street tacos, so they're pretty small. It's just my preference right now. There we go. So now that that's loaded up, let's take a good look at how awesome these tacos look. And now you can put whatever toppings you prefer. It's really up to you what you like, but I'm curious. Drop me a comment, let me know what your favorite taco toppings are. But for me right now, all I'm gonna add is a little cheese. I don't want to take away from the taste of the meat too much. And maybe a little sour cream, but not too much. And there you have it. So before I dig into this, do me a favor, if you haven't already subscribed, smash that button for me. I would really appreciate it. Thanks for watching.